A very good morning. A Mysuru-Darbhanga passenger train collided with a goods train last night. 19 passengers were injured. That's one of our top focus stories. Let's take a look at the other highlights, the top stories that we're tracking this Saturday morning. A major tragedy took place near Chennai This after the Mysuru-Darbhanga Express collided with the stationary goods train at Kavarapettai station last night around 8:30 p.m. Around 10 to 12 coaches got derailed and 3 caught fire that resulted in significant chaos. Several passengers sustained serious injuries. Medical relief and rescue operations have been underway since last night. And 19 passengers who've been injured are being treated at different hospitals in Chennai.
It started from Mysore. So, while going towards Gudur, it has to pass this station. So, at this station, goods train was stabled at the loop line, and this was given precedence. It was unusual that despite having the signals for the main line, the train entered the loop line where the goods train was standing. So it hit the goods train from behind.
Now, one of the junior doctors who've been protesting and have been carrying out fast unto death is hospitalized and is currently admitted in the ICU after critical health decline during a 6-day fast unto death. The doctors have been protesting to seek justice for Bhaya. The protest had been termed as Marcha Machi, which is mega rally, and took place in the Esplanade area where the doctors demanded justice for their slain pure and systemic reforms in the healthcare sector. In fact, their demands include removal of Health Secretary of Bengal, establishment of a centralized referral system and a bed vacancy monitoring system. They've also been demanding creation of task forces to ensure essential facilities like CCTV, on-call rooms and washrooms in hospitals. Concerns about the risks of prolonged fasting have been heightened within the medical community amid these escalating tensions. Meanwhile, the Indian Medical Association has reached out to Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee, urging her to address the doctors' demands. In a letter, the Indian Medical Association emphasized that the young doctors deserve immediate attention. In fact, the association, the Indian Medical Association, said that peaceful conditions and security are paramount and are not luxuries, expressing confidence in the state government's ability to meet these demands and offered assistance from the IMA's offices to help resolve the situation. The medical fraternity across India is concerned and hopes for a resolution to save the lives of the protesting doctors. At a press conference in Mumbai, Maharashtra Deputy Chief Minister Ajit Pawar dismissed rumours of differences in the cabinet. He called them baseless and asserted that all is well. Explained that he had to leave a cabinet meeting early due to a prior commitment that he had, but confirmed that all decisions had his approval. Addressing concerns about the finance department about populist schemes, Ajit Pawar stated that the cabinet has the authority to override departmental objections. He further reassured party members that there is no resentment regarding upcoming seat-sharing arrangements and even promised a decision soon. Ajit Pawar also mentioned a forthcoming meeting with Chief Minister Eknath Shinde and Deputy Chief Minister Devendra Fadnavis to finalize candidates for all seats ahead of the assembly elections. 5 people have been injured in an attack at the Dhaka Puja mandap in Dhaka last evening. This after petrol-filled bottle was thrown at the mandap though the petrol bomb did not explode. The injuries primarily resulted from knife attacks during a scuffle as individuals tried to apprehend the attackers. The injured have now been shifted to the hospital for medical treatment. In fact, taking swift action, the police has detained 3 individuals and is reviewing security measures in this area. And time to take a look at the business stories that we're tracking in Saturday's edition of Quick Morning. Let's get started. At the recent We Robot event at Warner Discovery Studio in Hollywood, Elon Musk, CEO of Tesla, unveiled the much anticipated robo-taxi, which is a Tesla Cybercab. The self-driving vehicle, which is expected to be priced under $30,000 or close to rupees 25.23 lakhs, is expected to hit the markets in 2026. One of the key highlights of the Tesla Cybercab is its innovative inducting charging technology that eliminates the need for traditional plug-in stations similar to wireless phone charging. This disruptive feature aims to make charging more convenient for electronic vehicle owners, Elon Musk also revealed another self-driving vehicle, a mini bus car prototype capable of carrying up to 20 passengers, expected to hit the markets at around the same time. Tata Trust has appointed Noel Tata as its new chairman following a unanimous decision by the trustees during a joint meeting in Mumbai. In expressing his gratitude, Noel Tata said, and I quote, "I'm deeply honored and humbled to accept this role. I am committed to upholding the remarkable legacy of Ratan Tata and the founding members of the Tata Group. We reaffirm our dedication to advancing our development and philanthropic initiatives and contributing to nation building." India's industrial production declined for the first time in nearly 2 years, experiencing a contraction of 0.1% in the month of August. The downturn is largely due to reduced output in the mining and power sectors alongside sluggish growth in the field of manufacturing. Recent data from the National Statistical Office unveiled a downward trend in the Index of Industrial Growth, which is the IIP growth for the month of July, adjusting it to 4.7% from a prior estimate of 4.8%. In fact, specifically in the month of August this year, the mining sector saw a decrease of 4.3%, while power generation dropped by 3.7%. Meanwhile, manufacturing output showed minimal growth with an increase of just 0.1%. The last recorded contraction in IIP was in the month of October of 2022, when it fell by almost 4.2%. Meanwhile, Reliance Jio has launched new calling plans for its customers, enabling them to make calls to 21 countries. The latest international subscriber dialing ISD plans, priced between 39 to 99 rupees, provide calling benefits to destinations such as US, Canada, Bangladesh, Malaysia, Thailand and even Australia. These plans are available for both prepaid and postpaid users and can be purchased through the My Jio app. The cost of the ISD plans varies by destination, with the lowest rates offered for calls to the US and Canada. In contrast, calls to a cluster of countries, which includes the United Arab Emirates, Saudi Arabia, Turkey, Kuwait and Bahrain, carry the highest price of 99 rupees. PWC India has announced its partnership with Meta to enhance and scale open source AI for business and individuals in a joint collaboration that will harness Meta's artificial intelligence. The collaboration aims to promote the adoption of the Llama open source platform and assist PWC in developing innovative solutions powered by generative AI on a global scale. With the Indian government's recent announcement of the Indian AI mission and its commitment to strengthening the AI ecosystem, this partnership presents an opportune moment for businesses to leverage the potential. The initiative seeks to democratize Gen AI, making it more accessible by jointly creating and deploying enterprise-level and citizen service Gen AI solutions. Google AI-driven assistant Gemini will soon be outperforming Google Assistant and Android devices due to its ability to answer questions, generate text, search images, and even provide real-time assistance, a feature it previously lacked. The gap being addressed with new extensions for Gemini will also now perform tasks like playing music on Spotify and even sending messages on WhatsApp, according to Android Authority. A contributor named Assemble Debug will now successfully enable the new Gemini extensions in beta versions of the Google app, which means that the upcoming public version of Gemini will allow users to perform the said functions upon command. And Prime Minister Modi has successfully concluded his visit to Laos for the India-ASEAN summit. Let's take a look at the other highlights, the news that we are tracking from across the globe. India expressed a significant concern on Friday regarding the deteriorating security situation along the Blue Line following reports of Israel artillery fire on a United Nations peacekeeper base in southern Lebanon. The incident reportedly resulted in injuries to personnel from the United Nations Interim Force in Lebanon, which is a UNIFIL, prompting the Indian Ministry of External Affairs to release a statement that emphasized the need for the inviolability of the UN premises, saying, and I quote, "We are concerned at the deteriorating security situation along the Blue Line. We continue to monitor the situation closely," unquote, is what the MEA statement said. The ministry further said that the inviolability of the UN premises must be respected by all and called for appropriate measures to ensure that the safety of UN peacekeepers and uphold the sanctity of their mandate. Italy's Premier Giorgia Meloni strongly condemned Israeli attacks on UN bases in Lebanon during a press conference on Friday. Speaking in Cyprus after a meeting with 9 southern EU member countries known as Med-9 and Jordan, Meloni stated, and I quote, "It is not acceptable. It violates the provisions of the United Nations resolution of 1701. The United Nations peacekeeping force in southern Lebanon has confirmed that its headquarters in Nakora, Lebanon was struck by explosions for the second time in 48 hours. Meloni also mentioned that she's collaborating with international colleagues on a joint initiative to be discussed at the upcoming G7 Defense Summit aimed at enhancing the capabilities of Lebanese armed forces. Nihon Hidankyo has become the first Japanese organization to receive Nobel Peace Prize in 50 years following Isaku Sato's award in 1974 for his efforts in stabilizing conditions in the Pacific Rim and for signing the Nuclear Non-Proliferation Treaty for many survivors of the US atomic bombings in Hiroshima and Nagasaki, as well as their relatives. The awarding of Nobel Peace Prize to Hidankyo offers renewed hope for advancing the push towards a nuclear-free world. This momentum aims to encourage the Japanese government to sign the nuclear weapons ban treaty as well. Donald Trump is now shifting his focus for battleground states to a Colorado suburb that has gained attention for its issues related to illegal immigration. His rally in Aurora marks the first visit by either presidential campaign candidate to Colorado ahead of November election, a state that typically votes Democratic. The Republican nominee has consistently vowed to implement the largest deportation operation in U.S. history and has even made migration a central aspect of his political identity since launching his first campaign in the year 2015. In recent months, Donald Trump has highlighted specific smaller communities experiencing significant increases in migrant populations, where local tensions have escalated over resource allocation, and some long-time residents have voiced concerns about rapid demographic changes in U.S. as well.
But Kamala has imported an army of illegal alien gang members and migrant criminals from the dungeons of the third world. They come from the dungeons, think of that, the dungeons of the third world, from prisons and jails, insane asylums and mental institutions. And she has had them resettled beautifully into your community to prey upon innocent American citizens. That's what they're doing. And no place is it more evident than right here.
Vice President Kamala Harris has announced her intention to establish a bipartisan council of advisors to offer feedback on her policy initiatives if she reaches the White House. Harris even shared this initiative during an event in Arizona that was attended by Republicans supporting her campaign. She emphasized the importance of incorporating a range of perspectives in her administration. She said, and I quote, "I appreciate good ideas from any source," Harris stated. She seeks to garner support from Republicans who may have reservations about Trump.
Actually announced, we have press in the room, that I have decided also, not only will I have a Republican in my cabinet, but I'm also going to, I was talking to my team about it, I want to create some structure around the following, which is, I love good ideas. Wherever they come from, I love good ideas. Right? And so part of what I intend to do, Mayor, and put some structure around, is creating a bipartisan council of advisors who can then give feedback on policy as we go forward.
President Joe Biden has announced ahead of a briefing that Hurricane Milton is estimated to have caused $50 billion in damage. He also criticized his predecessor, former President Donald Trump, calling him the biggest mouth for spreading disinformation regarding the government's response. Biden remarked, and I quote, "This misinformation out there is not only disgusting but also dangerous," noting that this disinformation represents a permanent state of being for some extreme individuals, unquote, but expressed confidence that the majority of Americans seek factual information and bipartisan cooperation to effectively address natural disasters.
Say that the misinformation out there is not only just disgusting, but it's dangerous. It's misleading. And again, the first thing it does, and I mean it sincerely, I don't know, a lot of you have been through these crises, some of you personally, People desperately want hope. Tell me it's going to be okay. Tell me it's going to be okay.
And in other news that we're tracking in Florida, rescue workers search through the rubble of collapsed building in central. Well, this is news from Beirut, where rescuers continue to search for those missing. Israeli strikes hit the Lebanese capital that killed at least 22 people and wounded dozens. The air raid was the deadliest attack on central Beirut in over a year of war, hitting 2 residential buildings in neighborhoods that have swelled with displaced people fleeing Israeli bombardment elsewhere in the country. Hezbollah's Al-Manar television and Israeli media said that the strikes aim to kill Wafik Safa, who is the top security official with Group A. AI Manar said Safa was not in either building at the time. The Israeli military even had no comment on reports. Night strikes came as Israel escalated its campaign against Hezbollah with waves of heavy airstrikes across Lebanon and ground invasion at the border after a year of exchanges of fire between the two rivals. Auroras illuminated the skies in Iceland on Thursday night and early Friday morning. The phenomenon is attributed to the sun's magnetic field reaching the peak of its 11-year cycle. It resulted in more frequent solar storms and northern lights. This month, the sun also emitted 2 significant flares, including the largest since 2017. Welcome back. You're watching Quick Morning. Let's now take a look at all the action that we're tracking from the world of sports. The Surya Kumar Yadav-led Indian cricket team have touched down in Hyderabad. It will be the homecoming for the Indian players Tilak Verma and Nitish Kumar Reddy. The team will take on Bangladesh in the final T20 International and look to clean sweep the series. Indian cricketer Mohammed Siraj has officially taken up his new role as Deputy Superintendent of Police in Telangana. He reported to the Director General of Police DGP on Friday to accept the position which was offered to him by the state government. Olympic champion Manu Bhaker recently walked the ramp at Lakme Fashion Week, and a video of her doing so has even gone viral. The shooter was representing an apparel company at the event. England captain Ben Stokes looks to be ready to make a return to the team for the second cricket test against Pakistan. Stokes missed England's remarkable victory in the final test in Multan after failing to recover from a torn hamstring sustained in the month of August. Former Manchester United superstar Gary Neville will be present in India to support the grassroots football program and motivate the young kids playing football in the country. Dario Brizuela scored 18 points and Kevin Punter added 14 as Barcelona secured their first win of EuroLeague season, defeating Alba Berlin. Barcelona jumped to an early lead and responded to Alba's brief advantage in the third quarter with a decisive 14-0 run. Brizuela achieved his scoring in just 15 minutes, while Jan Wesley contributed 10 points. And time to take a look at all that we are tracking from the world of glitz and glamour. A federal appeals court judge has decided to keep Sian Diddy Combs detained while he makes a third attempt for bail in his 6 trafficking cases, which is scheduled for trial in the month of May. A circuit judge denied the hip-hop mogul's immediate release in the ruling that was issued on Friday. As the 3-judge panel reviewed his bail request, Combs' legal team has appealed to the second U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals on 30th of September after 2 judges denied his release. He's been held at the federal jail in Brooklyn since his arrest on 16th of September this year, facing charges that he allegedly exploited his power and prestige to coerce female victims into drugged sexual performances with male sex workers during events referred to as freak-offs. Combs has pleaded not guilty in these cases. Lakme Fashion Week 2024 featured shows by Payal Singhal and Ankur Verma on Friday, highlighted a focus on sustainable and slow fashion in collaboration with Fashion Design Council of India, which is the FDCI. Payal Singhal's collection titled Tehzeeb included a performance by actor Shreya Saran, who showcased Indian classical dance before models graced the runway in bold, stylish festive wear with contemporary elements. Elton John, along with his husband, producer David Furnish and director RJ Cutler attended the London Film Festival Gala for Elton John, Never Too Late on Thursday. The documentary featured the singer reflecting on his illustrious career, interspersed with the previously unseen footage and concert highlights, including the performance with John Lennon at Madison Square Garden in 1974 as he prepares for his final show at Dodger Stadium. Elton discussed his achievements and the personal challenges he had faced. At the festival, he described the film as an honest portrayal of his life and career. Selena Gomez emphasized the importance of discussing mental health while trusted individuals as a crucial step in recognizing and managing one's struggles. She even acknowledged that every day presents its own challenges with good and bad moments, but expressed pride in living with mental illness and taking a step-by-step approach to coping. Well, that's all we had in today's edition of Quick Morning. Do not go anywhere. Live this morning to come up at 7 a.m.